All right, this is Mr. Bascom, and I'm modeling how to work on this news article that we've been working on here. First, you pick a topic. I'm picking founding of the First Continental Congress, and you can see I'm blinking it here to let you know that's my topic. So now I know I have to look through my sources, and my primary source is events leading up to the American Revolution. So first, I'm reading the beginning here to get some basic information about historic context. And then from there, I'm scrolling down to the bottom of the document where I'm going to read the information that talked about the First Continental Congress. This is going to be my main source here. After I read all that information, highlight it, now I'm going back to my graphic organizer. And first, I'm just copying and pasting everything right into it so I can see it more easily. And then from there, I'm going to type in my own information right above it so I can reference the source and the material from the source, but I'm not straight copying and pasting it. That is really important. You want to write originally here. So you can see I'm kind of paraphrasing and restating what I read in the text. There are grammatical errors, and I'm fine with that because I'm going to edit it later. This is just the graphic organizer. You don't have to write complete sentences in your graphic organizer. I'm choosing to, just as some of you may choose to. You don't have to do that. So I'm done with my with paragraph 1, the historic context. So now I'm doing the same thing for paragraph 2, the specific details about the actual Congress itself. And again, I copy and pasted the text right into this box, into this part of the table here. And then I'm going to retype it in my own words and restate it and elaborate a little bit more. Elaborate means just kind of explain it in a little bit more detail, write it more a little bit originally, and making sure I'm including key terms, key people, things like that. So you can see I use the text, but I'm not copying and pasting it. This brings us to the final paragraph about effects and reactions. So here right away, this is mostly going to be from my knowledge. It's not necessarily copied and pasted here. That third paragraph's the most original usually. So here I'm writing how some of the British reacted, how different groups of the colonists reacted. And again, you can see this is not my final copy. It's all bold-faced and highlighted for some reason. And I'm going to change that when I get to the main one. Finally, I get to my citation. I did use the events leading to the American Revolution worksheet, so I typed that down. So I know what to do now. So now I go to the bottom of my document. I'm going to start copying and pasting what I typed, but I want to make sure it's on a fresh page. So you can see I pressed return a few times to move it there, and now I'm copying and pasting everything from those 3 boxes in the graphic organizer. Now I'm formatting the text so that everything's the same size, so that everything is the same spacing. I'm starting to check the spelling. I'm starting to alter some of the writing a little bit more. So it's more original writing, even more so than it was on the graphic organizer. I've now changed all the text and formatted and indented the paragraphs. Now I'm writing the title. Colonists formed the First Continental Congress. And then here's my subtitle. Representatives from all 13 colonies meet in Philadelphia to discuss British issues. Now I changed the spacing to make it look a little bit more realistic. Make the title largest. That should be somewhere around 24, 25 size font. The subtitle was 19. Now I'm typing in my citation. I copied and pasted a picture that I found from a Google search, and I'm going to put it right onto my document here. And now it's about tweaking the document. I make the borders look a little stronger. I type in the author's name, which in this case is my alter alias name, Bert Cascom, and I'm going to proofread a little bit. So you see I'm scrolling through here, just making sure that everything's the way that I want it. Another thing that I'm going to do here that I think will help this look better is I'm going to change the color of the font. And to do that, I go to Page Setup. I select Whole Document. And then I'm going to change the color of the background just so it looks a little bit more authentic for me to what an old school newspaper would have looked like on parchment paper. And scrolling through it. And as I'm looking through it, I'm looking again for proofreading and spelling. But now I'm going to do the little things, changing the fonts a little bit, italics for any quotes, italics for the name of my source. Now I want to go through and make sure I have enough key terms, that I used enough key terms here. So let's count. Right here I start with 1 key term. Here's another, the French and Indian War. Yet another key term would be the Continental Congress, because that is what I'm talking about. So that's at least 3 so far. Philadelphia, where they met, that's term 4. Other key terms involve the people, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson. So at this point, I'm at least 7 key terms. King George would be a third key term. I'm sorry, an eighth key term. And as well as Loyalists, number 9. And that brings us to Patriots, number 10. Patrick Henry, a member of the First Continental Congress, he's number 11. And then the quote itself that he's known for saying, "Give me liberty or give me death," that can count as a very specific key term in this case. So you can see I have plenty of key terms. I have my citation. Everything's originally written, yet I know it's accurate. I've cited my source. The picture is relevant. Now I'm referencing the rubric one more time, which I should have been doing the entire time while I was reading this, to make sure that I'm hitting all of the standards as far as key terms and accuracy, originality, appearance, conventions, and word fluency, to make sure this sounds and looks like an actual news article. I hope this helps. Good luck, guys.